Hey guys, it's Peggy here with Citrus Templates, and today I'm going to be talking about how to craft the perfect AI prompt for real estate agents. So, if you guys are new to this channel, I talk about real estate operations, real estate business, and how to make all of your back office more efficient so you can spend time with your clients, closing more deals, and not get burned out. And I'm helping you do this with AI. So, if you guys are new here, please subscribe. Okay, let's get into it. So, are you tired of getting these useless responses? Is that kind of one of the reasons maybe that you aren't using AI as much because you're not sure how to use it, or the responses that you're getting are not exactly what you're looking for? So, I'm going to show you a way that you can make your AI prompt to be better so that you get better outputs. Because essentially, bad prompts equals bad answers. And the prompt is going to be the most important part of being able to use AI effectively. And I did this the same. I learned this the hard way as well. When I first was using AI, I was like, this thing sucks. Like, it's not giving me what I'm looking for. But then I realized the problem was not the AI. The problem was me not giving clear instructions to the AI on what it needs to give me what I'm looking for. And so you should treat AI kind of like your maybe like an assistant on their first week, right? Like that assistant needs a lot of instructions, right? But once it gets at those instructions, then it'll give you the right output. So if you like don't give it any direction, it's not going to know exactly what you need. So the better direction you give it, the better results you're going to get. And so my method is called RICE. So role, instructions, context, and examples. And so every time I am writing an AI prompt, I want it to do something, I am giving it all of this information so that it gives me a much better result as its output. So every time I just kind of go through this list mentally. I made it super easy because I can't really remember more than 4 things at once. And so that's why I boiled it down to RICE. So we'll go through each of these one by one. So R is for role. So you want to tell the AI who it should be. So when you're giving AI a task, you should be thinking about, okay, if I were to give this task to somebody in real life, who would I want? If I could have anybody do this task for me, who would I want that person to be? And then you just tell AI that you want it to be that person, right? So a bad example would be just to say, write a property listing. But a better example is, hey, who do you want to write this listing? Well, you want a luxury real estate copywriter, right? That's a person that if you could get that person, you would ask for it, right? And so you can tell the AI, hey, be this person. And that will get you much better results if you tell the AI like what kind of expert you want them to be for that specific task. Next is instructions. So you want to give it specific instructions on what to do, including, the format, the style, the tone. Basically, the more specific you get, the better results you get. And again, this kind of goes back to that assistant mentality where as if you have a new assistant, you need to give it a lot of instructions, right? And so this is the same thing. You want to give it as much instructions as possible so that the results will be a better output for you. And so a bad example is, just describe a 3-bedroom house, right? It's just going to start making up stuff because it doesn't know what exactly you're looking for, right? But if you can even just write a little bit more into the prompt, you'll get much better results. And a lot of times what I'll do is I just directly write kind of my stream of thinking, like a very, very rough first draft of this listing description in it. And then I just let ChatGPT clean it up, make it sound better than my very, very rough first draft. So you can see something like this. A better example would be write a 50 to 75 word listing description of a 3-bedroom home with, it's got updated kitchen, living room, hardwood floors, large backyard. Like, just give it some bullet points about what this property is like. And then also you can tell it the tone, right? It should be friendly and professional. I usually really like telling it like the format, kind of what, like it's 50 to 75 words. Or like if your MLS has a certain, character count, like you can't go over 2,000 characters, right? So you want to put that in there because otherwise otherwise, sometimes you get, these like 500 word, property descriptions that are just way too long and nobody's going to read it, right? I think we've all seen that on the MLS because ChatGPT outputted this random thing. But you want to keep it concise, right? Because agents aren't really going to read it, that long of a listing description, especially in the MLS. And so you can tell ChatGPT, hey, limit this to 3 or 4 sentences, or something like that. So then that gives it a lot more specific instructions, and that'll get you a better result of what you're looking for. Okay, C now is for context. So the AI also needs to understand why you're doing this. And the better, if you can tell it the goal that you're looking for as a result of this task, then it'll also produce a better result for you that way. So you want to kind of give it more background information and the purpose, right? So for, let's say, a bad example, that would be like, write a social media post about a new listing, right? That's going to be, it's not going to give you exactly what you're looking for. But a better example is, write an Instagram caption for a fully renovated mid-century modern home in Palm Springs, targeting first-time home buyers. And you can say the goal is for these people to contact you directly about seeing the property, right? So it's going to produce an output that will have like a specific call to action to get people to reach out to you to see the property, right? Because that's obviously your ultimate goal, is to like get more leads. And so by telling AI this information, it's going to, adjust its output so that you get what you're looking for and you get that ultimate goal. Okay, finally, E is for examples. I think it's great. The more examples you can give it, the more closely it will, align the answer to the examples that you gave. And so you want to show AI kind of a model of what you want. This could be, I think what's really great is you can give past examples. So like if you have past social media postings that you like there's a format that you like, there's a tone that you like, maybe like you update or you give it like 3 or 4 examples of your past social media postings, then it will generate postings that look like the ones you gave it. Or let's say you have you see a URL or like a website or a blog post that you really like, and you like that framework or the outline of how they lay out their information. You can actually give it to ChatGPT and just send them that URL, and they'll format it the same way. So there's different things like that. Also, I've used this as well if you're trying to craft emails that sound like you. What you can do is you can just give ChatGPT 3 or 4 of your past email responses, and ChatGPT will pick up on your tone, your style, what you like to do, with your emails, things like that, like stuff that you don't necessarily even need to tell it specifically, but it'll pick up on it by seeing these examples. And so the more examples you give it, the better. If you can, maybe 3 to 5 examples, if not even 1 example would be great. It'll just help the AI kind of output a little bit more of what you're looking for. And so a bad example, is just write a blog post about staging, right? You're not giving it anything. It doesn't know the length. It doesn't know what kind of format it wants, anything like that. But a better example would be to say, write a 500-word blog post about home staging and format it like this example. And then you can give the URL of, maybe another blog post that you saw. And so by giving it examples of this is what my ideal end output looks like, ChatGPT will be able to better understand and output what you're looking for. Okay, so let's put it all together. So now that you know the RICE framework, now we have to add all of these things in at once. Now, this is kind of a shorter example, but you may actually have a very long kind of prompt, and that's good. The longer the prompt, the more instructions and specificity that you give it, the better the output is going to be. So instead of just saying, I need an Instagram caption for this property, right? You can say with the role, you are a high converting real estate marketer. And then you give it the instructions, write a persuasive Instagram caption for a newly listed farmhouse in Austin, Texas. Now you're giving it even more context of, this is for first-time home buyers to get them to contact me. And this is the tone I want, use an engaging and conversational tone. And then you can say, here are some past examples of my social media postings. And so by putting it all together like this, you are going to get a lot better outputs from your AI. Okay, and so here are just some of my tips that I've learned throughout doing this for the past few years. So one, save your best prompts in a document so you can quickly copy and paste them. So for every listing, you're gonna have to write a listing description, right? And so you wanna craft this prompt, and then once you have it how you like it and it's giving you the output that you want, then save it to a Word doc, save it somewhere so that you have it every single time. You can just copy and paste, just update what the listing, the specific listing information is, and then boom, it'll spit out what you want in the format that you want it. So just save your best prompts in a document, because again, a lot of these prompts, when done correctly, it may take a page, right? It may be half a page, and you don't want to be rewriting that and trying to remember that every single time. So just save those best prompts. As you're doing this the first time, it is going to take practice, and you do want to, test and tweak your prompts to see what gets the best AI generated response, right? So your first version may not be perfect, but ChatGPT, what's great about it is you can just keep asking it questions, right? Keep prompting it to see if you get a better result. So, and the beauty of this is you really only need to do it once, right? Like, play around to get that perfect prompt for your listing description, and then you can just reuse that one every single time for all of your future listing descriptions. So, so you want to just take the time, at least that first time, to really just test and tweak the prompt to see exactly what gets that best generated response. Okay? And then if you really have no idea how to write a prompt or what to do, just ask ChatGPT to write the prompt for you. So I've done that a million times too, where you can just ask ChatGPT, look, this is what I want. Can you write a prompt for me to tell you to generate what I want? Right. And this is great if you just kind of need to get something started, but you're just really not sure where to get started. So you can start with, hey, with the role, right? You are an expert at AI prompt engineering, right? So you're already telling it, you know how to write prompts. Now write me a prompt to do this thing, right? And then, it will help you to, get all of those rice pieces together. And then you can use that as a kind of a starting point for your prompt, and then go from there to tweak the prompt. So that's my tips on how to write, the prompts. In summary, bad prompts equals bad answers. So use my RICE method, role, instructions, context, examples to quickly improve the quality of your AI outputs, and then save those best prompts to reuse them quickly. So if you guys have any questions about, ChatGPT or anything about AI and real estate, or how to better, make your prompts, feel free to reach out, put a comment below, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks.